Hi, Bengals.
Hello. I know, I'm trying to keep quiet over there.
They sound like the ghost of Christmas past.
Wake up. Wake up, everybody. I'm coming for you. What if? That'd be a scary sight.
You will not be able to sneak up on anyone today.
I won't try to, I promise. Well, good morning to you guys, and hi, everyone. Yes, construction is always creating some challenges for us. Let's look outside right now near one of them. So far, so good, as long as we're seeing green up in that area. Looking, though, a little bit farther to the south, more in the central metro area. That intersection closing today is actually 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue, as we said. But that is going to impact 35W travel, especially those drivers trying to exit on 35th Street. So expect some delays there. Again, that will not reopen until Monday, July 23rd. Another spot out there where you'll see some issues probably with a little added congestion, at least maybe just as people are adjusting to the new way, they may just slow down a bit. So it could be today that we have the worst congestion. That will be highway access 2 from 169 northbound and West 22nd and 23rd Street. Basically, that whole area in St. Louis Park at the frontage road will be closed. This is actually a permanent closure. We have a lot of construction going on 169, as you all know. So expect today things could be a little bit more challenging in that area than you probably like to see. Another traffic update coming up in about 10 minutes right now, though. It's 5:39, and here, you know what that means. Time for weather on the night. Weather related, but we will have our fair share of challenges in the world of traffic, as we always do. But let's start out with a nice picture over here in the western suburb of Eden Prairie. If you're heading on Highway 212 at Mitchell Road, right now, pretty empty out there, and that nice sunrise welcoming you to the roadways as you head to work today. We're looking to now 35E at Larpenteur Avenue. This is where we're seeing a steady flow of traffic heading in the direction of St. Paul, but we're seeing that they're doing that right at the posted speed, maybe even a little higher. We're checking out 35W, 35th Street. This is going to be an area where we'll see some unusual congestion today. We're actually having an intersection closing just west of the interstate that's going to get things backed up here. We'll get to that on our map here. Rush hour is that it's going to look a lot busier out there than it has over the last week, as we had lots of people traveling, and because the July 4th holiday fell into the middle of the week, it really spread out the travel. So today, expect you could move a little bit slower on your way to work than you used to. We'll detail some of those construction projects that could get in your way as well coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, though, we'll get back over to Jason and Don. Or to a break. We're taking a break. All right, we'll see you back. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's nice enough weather out there. You might see some extra bikes, some motorcycles, even some walkers. So use a little caution whenever it's a beautiful day like this. Right now, a motorcycle rider pulled over to the side of the road here at 35W and Highway 96. Use a little caution as you head southbound here. This is typically a high congestion route in the morning hours, but it looks like right now we're still moving, although it's getting a little bit more crowded out there. Let's look to a few other spots. We're seeing here 94 at 101st Avenue up in the Northwest Metro. Eastbound traffic continuing to build as you head into the Maple Grove area, but so far we're still moving at the posted speed, even all the way up as far west as Rogers. Looking out of the cross on Highway 100, actually pretty empty still over here in this area. We're C4. We have single file traffic in each direction between Highway 61 and Highway 5, and right now we're still seeing green along that curve here, meaning we're moving at 55 miles per hour or better. 94 westbound heading into St. Paul. Also, we're seeing heavier traffic as we get further along in our morning commute, but again, no major slowdowns quite yet, despite the fact we do have that construction between Highway 52 and Mounds Boulevard. Some new construction kicking in today, one that will back up some of you traveling on 35W. The intersection of 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue will be closing. That means drivers exiting onto 35th Street from 35W will be expecting some delays. Again, this is a new change for today. It'll be in place 2 weeks. I'll update how things are looking coming up in about 10 minutes. Guys.
Right. I look forward to seeing them.
Hey everyone, good morning. We're kicking off another work day, and keep in mind today the roadways could feel a little fuller than they have over the last week. With the July 4th holiday, many people have been vacationing, enjoying some time off, and that's freed up the roadways for those of us who have been working. So today, expect possibly a little bit slower. Right now, there's some nice sunshine guiding you as you head down 94 at Highway 120 over in the east side of town in the Maplewood area. Westbound traffic continuing to build, but still no major slowdowns here. But, you know, you get a little bit closer into the St. Paul area, and that's where we enter that work zone between Mounds Boulevard and Highway 52, where we have that left lane of traffic closed. Even here, though, although it's getting to be a bit of a tight squeeze, we're still squeaking out that 55-mile-per-hour speed we like to see as you try and get to your morning destination. Here's 35W northbound traffic continuing to build here at 82nd Street, but for the Bloomington area during the morning end, but just north of there, we're still looking green, 55 miles per hour or better. A little view of the east side of town, not too shabby at all. Some construction, though, today that could really back things up. The intersection of 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue in South Minneapolis is closing. Now, this is just west of the interstate, but it will create some more congestion for those of you who do use that 35th Street exit from 35W, so maybe allow a few extra minutes. So far, though, we're still seeing some good movement in this area, although it is still early, so something to think about, though. Maybe a few extra minutes just to be safe. Highway access to 169 and West 22nd, 23rd Street will be closing permanently today in the St. Louis Park area. So something else you want to Put in your little noggin as you head out the door. 6:27, we're taking a break. We'll see you back. We're back from vacation. So over the past week, with July 4th falling on a Wednesday, we really had the holiday travel spread out. Today, people heading back to work for the most part, so expect some extra friends on the road as you head to work today. Though for the most part, we don't have a lot of issues to deal with. This is 394 at France Avenue. Nice driving conditions, no weather issues out there. We do have one crash reported now on 35E over as you head into the St. Paul area. You're going to be sitting in some slowdowns. Right now, the backup's beginning as far as 15 to 30 miles per hour at best, and we can expect that it'll continue, that congestion to continue to creep northward. 694, that works zone where you're single file between 61 and 5. It seems that as time goes on, we get more used to this, that the congestion decreases a bit. So far, so good in that area. I'll keep my eye on it for you, though, as well. Some new construction issues starting today, of course. You can't get things better unless you screw something else up, right? Be prepared. 35W could get a little messed as we have drivers trying to exit onto 35th Street, and we have the 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue intersection closed. So some added congestion here. Don't let that surprise you, and I'll be updating you throughout the morning. So far, looking good, but it's still early, guys.
All right. Thank you, Kelsey.
Everyone, well, even though our weather is beautiful, we do have several crashes just happening on our Twin Cities roadway. So listen up as you head out the door. A few areas to either expect some added time to your morning commute or just try to avoid. One of those, 494 at Lyndale Avenue, a crash here, pulled over to the shoulder but still slowing westbound traffic as you pass by there, moving at about 20 miles per hour. 394-94, basically as you're heading 94 westbound through Minneapolis, you try to get on a 394 and there was a crash right at the end of that ramp that really got things backed up. So as you're entering even that Lowry Hill tunnel, we see some major slowdowns. Traffic in the westbound direction right now slowed to 35W. Looking now a little bit farther north, 35E near Little Canada, here near Little Canada Road as well. We're seeing that southbound traffic slowing due to a crash. We also had a crash just a little bit farther south in here at Larpenteur Avenue. That was cleared, but now that combined with this, still a slow go as you head southbound into St. Paul. Also this dark color of orange, that's where we see the slower speeds and mostly all related to crashes right now. Even those construction zones, 94 westbound giving us a little trouble near Highway 52. And something that's changing up today is we do have an intersection just west of 35W that will be closing today due to construction, and that could start backing things up on 35W itself. That's at the intersection of 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue. I'll detail that more coming up in about 10 minutes right now, though. Let's get back over to Tom and Don.
All right. Thank you, Kelsey.
Hey, everyone. Happy Monday to you. Thanks for waking up with us on the Fox 9 Morning News. It is July 9th. We've made it out of that week of 4th of July travel, so you may find the roadways feel a little more crowded today than you've been used to over the last few days. And it'll feel even more congested today as a result of several crashes across the Twin Cities area. So let's dive right in. One of those happened right at the ramp of 394 westbound as you head from 94 and 394. So we have traffic backed up all the way through the Lowry Hill Tunnel, coming out now here to Cedar Avenue. So westbounders, as you head into Minneapolis, not only are you dealing with downtown traffic, but also some added traffic. We have some of those crashes. We also had one earlier at Larpenteur Avenue. That's been cleared, but still some congestion as a result of that. 694 is that major work zone where we're single file in two directions between 61 and Highway 5, still slowing us down today. 35W southbound also very slow going as you approach Highway 10. A report of a crash near County Road 10, although I don't have a traffic camera there to show you. Going a little bit farther to the northwest metro, not too bad, although it is busier than we saw last week, especially on 94 eastbound. Something changing up today, some construction going into place. The intersection of 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue will be closing, and drivers exiting onto 35th Street from 35W can expect we will be seeing some delays in that area, although I've been watching that throughout the morning for you, and I haven't seen any major backups as a result of that quite yet, but I'll keep my eye on it. Just something to note as you head out the door. Good to have all those new construction projects sort of at the forefront of your mind. Hope you have a great day. Here's a word from M.A. Roscoe. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. It's July 9th. We made it out of that holiday week where we had travel spread throughout the entire 7 days, and as a result, we are seeing that the roads feel a little bit more crowded today. So be prepared for that. We're getting back into the groove. 35W at Cliff Road, we did have a crash near right near Cliff Road, and so some of that jam up we're seeing right around Highway 13, a result of that northbounders going a little bit slower than we'd like to see. This is down in the Burnsville area. Now we're taking a peek up in the north side of town. This is up between Forest Lake and Wyoming on 35. Now, on the northbound side, typically at this hour, we wouldn't be seeing a lot of congestion, but it is very slow going after a crash up here. Several emergency crews responding and now working on a little bit of cleanup. That can take some time, so prepare for some slowdowns. And then southbounders, of course, have to stop and check out what's going on, right? No, you don't. 94, we're checking out another crash. Date on a few new construction projects kicking into gear. That comes up in about 10 minutes. Guys, back over to you.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. We're kicking off off another work week, and the holiday week is over, so everyone's back on the roadway, and someone decided to get the party started early with a fire. Just kidding, this was not on purpose. But we are dealing with some congestion as a result of it, and we watched as the fire truck pulled up and parked right in front of it, ruining our view. But what I can tell you is that this is the westbound side of 694 at Highway 65 or Central Avenue, and westbound traffic very slow going as you pass by here. No details on this, no reports of any injuries, but definitely going to keep us slow going. And we can expect the eastbound side will slow as well as they stop to check it out. Flames are quite the spectacle. Let's go to a few other spots out there. We have had a few crashes today despite the cooperative weather. A lot of accidents. This is 94 westbound near Franklin Avenue. That crash pulled over to the side, but in this area as you head in downtown and that big interstate wall here, there's just not a lot of room to move. So we had a crash in Little Canada and a crash down by Larpenteur Avenue as you approach St. Paul. Both of those got that really backed up. Again, we still have this work zone at 694 slow going. A little farther to the south, we had a crash on 494 westbound at Lyndale. Last I looked, that was still being worked on, and we saw that westbound traffic really slowing down. One thing to note is some construction today, a closure, a major one. 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue closing down. That's going to back up traffic on 35W. I'm already seeing it as you're trying to exit on 35th Street. We're seeing some delays in place. I'll have another update for you coming up in the 8 o'clock hour of the Fox 9 Morning News, which starts in just a few minutes. Internet.
And thankfully, it's only about 45,000 computers that think that are infected
worldwide,
in the country.
Oh, in the U.S.
In the U.S. 250,000 in the world. So.
Well, hopefully it wasn't you.
It could be worse.
I'm glad it wasn't the traffic computer.
Right, and it's not so good on the roads right now.
No, you know, for having such beautiful weather out there, it's surprising how many crashes we have. Going to St. Paul after a few crashes here this morning, one Little Canada, one a little farther south near Larpenteur Avenue. 694, there's that work zone. Slowing us down a bit today. Probably the fastest you'll be going through there, about 15 miles per hour. A little farther south, a good glance for you to see how things are looking. The Northwest Metro, pretty typical, predictable Monday traffic patterns there. The Southwest Metro, 35W northbound slow as you pass Highway 13. We did have a crash near Cliff Road. Now that intersection I talked about that is closing today due to construction, that's 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue. As a result of that, drivers exiting onto 35th Street from 35W are seeing some backups, and that is happening now. Our traffic camera's showing that. I'll keep an eye on that for you and see how that progresses, but right now it's a bit of a slow go. Time for back in the groove out on our roadways after a week of sort of dispersed travel. Some of you having some time off, so that made congestion a little bit easier going for you. And actually right now we're seeing the worst of our morning commute sort of die down. We still have a few crashes out there being worked on though, despite the cooperative weather and dry roadways. We've had several accidents. One of those was here, 94 near 1st Street. We have eastbound traffic slowing as you pass by. Westbounders not going too quickly either. We're around the downtown Minneapolis area, which adds to the congestion. We've had a few different crashes here and there. Most of those are now cleared except that one. 35W heading southbound at Stinson Boulevard. You see a crash here. Cars pulled over to the side. It looks like traffic is moving along without too much trouble. 394 eastbound, barely unfazed by a crash, and now one disabled vehicle left over from that. Nice dry road. Canada, one near Larpenteur Avenue. That got things backed up. We also had a crash up a little farther north between Forest Lake and Wyoming. That was cleared after several emergency vehicles responded to that. We're also seeing some slowdowns through the 694 work zone where we're single file in 2 directions between Highway 61 and Highway 5. Over here to 694 at Highway 65, we had a crash in the westbound direction. That has now been cleared, so traffic's starting to loosen up a bit in that area. 94 westbound into the St. Paul. We do see traffic backed up east of Highway 61. That has to do with that construction zone we have there between Mounds Boulevard and Highway 52. That is, we have that far left lane of traffic closed, and that's what's getting things backed up as you head in that direction. Something else that could throw you off a little bit on 35W over the next 2 weeks is the closing of an intersection, the intersection of 35th Street and Nicollet Avenue. Now, technically, that's actually just west of the interstate, but as a result of that closure, we will start to see some backups as drivers are exiting onto 35th Street from 35W. That's something I'll be keeping my eye on. That will open back up Monday, July 23rd. All right, 8:32, time to get back over to Don and Tom.